Good morning, beautiful people, and happy Monday. Today is Black History Day. Obviously, it is the 10th, and I just want to talk about the fact that I still am having phone issues. However, I remembered before I sent my phone back that Smart Swap is something that I can do. So hopefully I'll be able to get TikTok back. If not, then I'll be using the Apple phone. Can I just say my skin looks good? Come on, melanin on melanin. This is your girl Precious from What Comes Up Comes Out. And just like my shirt says, inspire like Michelle, lead like Harriet, write like Maya. My goal is to always inspire you all. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about what my pastor talked about in church on yesterday. I attend Hope Church in Warner Robins. If you ever decide you want to come, let me know so I can save you a seat. We can sit beside one another. We are in a new series called One Another, and you can see me looking down because I have my notes here, okay? And yesterday, Pastor Jordan Poole, shout out to Pastor Jordan. He says, for your consideration, I'm giving up on giving up. And he came from Hebrews 10:24 through 25. I'm going to read it real quick for you. This is the, my auntie gave this to me, I feel like, years ago, or maybe it was the pink one. This is the New King James Version, okay? And it reads, excuse me, and let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works. From the version Pastor was reading, which I think was the New Living NIV, it says spur. In order, lost my earring, to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some, but exalting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. This was very profound. Sorry, if I don't get it, I'm going to feel like I'm going to miss it. Hold on. Ugh. Okay, there it is. Sorry, it failed. It's the headset. I can tell you, Pastor started off by saying some of us are okay with playing down versus getting around people who can help level us up. What? How many of y'all are guilty of that? Comment below. Pretending like, or in an effort to be humble or appear to be humble, you dumb down how you are. Pastor challenged us to be a part of community. We are a large church. However, the person beside me still needs to know that I can lift them up, one another. That's what Pastor has been talking about. He also referenced 1 Samuel 22, 1 and 2. And obviously, I'm not a preacher, okay? Even though I'm in seminary school, that is not, my intention. However, I'm learning that just because that may not be what I want, that doesn't mean that God doesn't have something bigger for me. I chuckle because my coworker, Allison, who doesn't feel good today, and I'm sorry, I hope you feel better. She was one of the first ones to say, Aquinas, if the pastor goes on vacation or something, they'll have somebody, baby. They got the deacons. They have his father, who was bishop, who, started the church years ago. However, 1 Samuel 22, 1 and 2. And what this tells us is David had supporters who were distressed, in debt, and discontented, yet they surrounded him. When Eric and I divorced and he passed and all of that happened at one time, there were different things happening at my job. My body was going through different things. I did definitely feel alone. However, in the process of me rejoining, if you will, society, I learned that I'm not the only one who may have felt left out or left alone in debt, distressed, discontented, but there are other people. One of the things for me that I know I struggle with is sometimes feeling like whatever I'm going through is isolated, but that's not true. People go through different things all the time. Pastor also referenced 2 Samuel. Again, I'm going back to my notes to remind us that that's how they started. That is not how one story ends. In 2 Samuel 23, 8 through 12, Pastor tells us that David went from, or the people that were with David went from in debt, discontented, and distressed to mighty warriors. What was in David made them mighty, and their encouragement spurred him on. And when we talk about the assembly, it means to physically come together like we did last night for the Super Bowl at people's homes or at the sports bars, right? To encourage one another because the day is approaching. And what that means is Christ is coming back. And I love that Pastor reminded us of 2 Samuel 23 because there was a warrior who slayed 800 people. How many egos, enemies, distractors are you going to destroy today? There was a second warrior who was so intent on fighting that his hand was stuck to his weapon. What weapon are you going to use to encourage yourself and spur the community around you? The third one that he talked about, this man, and I know that this analogy may seem odd for my theologians. I apologize. I'm a human and I can be quirky sometimes. He talked about how he was in the middle, and it made me think about that song, Nook If You Buck. He was right. He was like, okay, we coming. Y'all want to, I'm going to stand in the middle. Who is going to stand in the middle for you? These were mighty warriors. So just because you start out one way, it does not mean that it's how you're going to end. That's what I want to leave you all with today. Just because you're starting one way does not mean that you have to end it one way, being in debt, being distressed, or being discontented. Come on, let's win today, y'all. It is Monday, February the 10th. Let's continue to not only make Black history inspire, lead, write, represent, challenge, speak, and serve. Let's do it every single day for the people who you can't see, whose lives you're inspiring, and for yourself, okay? Again, this is your girl, Precious. I want to make sure you know that you are not only enough, but you matter. Thanks so much for taking time to listen to me today. You all share, like, sign up for those notifications, and I'll continue to give you this empowering word. Till next time.